As the scene fades in, the ocean stretches beyond comprehension, a smooth expanse of shimmering blues and silvers, effortlessly blending into the sky's warm embrace. The waves roll gently, their rhythm inducing an almost hypnotic effect. Each crest and trough feels like a fleeting breath. Soft whispers of the wind mingle among the rolling tides, carrying faint echoes that seem almost human. But amidst this tranquility, something stirs. Hidden within the ripples, spirals emerge, subtle and deliberate. They shimmer and vanish, teasing the periphery of perception. Their presence feels natural, yet oddly deliberate, as though the ocean itself is alive with purpose. An enigmatic aura settles over the sea. Listening closely, faint laughter cuts through the serenity, distant, light, and elusive. It's neither oppressive nor comforting, straddling the line between playfulness and unease. The source is unseen, perhaps imagined, yet it lingers in the air like a half-forgotten melody. Every now and then, the spirals become more pronounced, resembling strokes of an artist's brush upon the ocean's canvas, before fading as abruptly as they arrived. The waves continue their dance, oblivious to the strange presence woven into their flow. The camera pulls back, revealing an overwhelming expanse of water that stretches toward eternity, devoid of landmarks or shorelines. Yet, the spirals persist, their presence growing almost rhythmic now, like the beating heart of an unfathomable entity. The laughter returns, faint but unmistakably charged with teasing intent, playful yet knowing. This is the ocean as it exists beyond mere nature, leaving its audience with questions unasked and answers unspoken. As the camera pans upward to the sky, the spirals bloom once more in the clouds, hinting at mysteries far greater than the waves below. Listen closely. The sound of the waves feels timeless, their patterns rolling forward and retreating like an unspoken rhythm. Each crest is carried by a low, almost melodic hum, blending water and wind into one seamless song. But between the waves, hidden in their shifting tones, something lingers. A faint echo, distant and irregular, as if someone unseen is playing near the edges of perception. It could be mistaken for the cries of seabirds, or could it? Lean in. There's a laugh, short and clipped, vanishing before it fully forms. The laughter doesn't break the calm. Instead, it rides on top of it, twined through the sound of the tide. It floats just out of reach, like a secret told too softly. And yet, you can't shake it. The color of the waves seems to change with each haunting moment, their greens and blues deepening, the foam bright white against the surface, almost glowing. Are these shifts natural? Or is someone guiding it? The currents pull you forward, as if inviting you to listen again. The rhythm of the ocean's breathing is constant, but beneath it, faint irregularities spark nerves you didn't know were there. The jester's laugh grows quieter, breaking up into erratic whispers. Perhaps it's not laughter at all now, but the distant sound of bells caught on the wind. The waves roll in again, louder, then soften once more as if silencing themselves to amplify what hides within them. Here, on the edge of calm and unease, something stirs. The ocean holds its secrets tightly. Seek them carefully, for they will not reveal themselves twice. As the waves roll and retreat, there is a quiet rhythm, predictable, yet endlessly fascinating. But if you look closely, if you allow your gaze to sink beyond the surface shimmer of the water, you'll notice something peculiar. Within the ripples, faint spirals begin to emerge, delicate motions, each one folding into itself, like forgotten patterns sewn into the fabric of the sea. They stretch outward at times, almost imperceptibly, only to tighten and vanish back into the vast, undulating whole. These spirals are not accidents. They speak of an order, a structure that hides beneath chaos, an eternal loop where time and space seem to fold inward endlessly. Their hypnotic motion draws the eye, the mind, the very soul toward their core, as if they have always been there, urging you to follow every twist, every turn, every perpetual curve. And with this entrancing movement comes a question. Where do the spirals begin and where do they end? Their edges seem to dissolve into the surroundings, binding them to the ocean like threads of silk. The waves carry them forward with each crest before pulling them apart in the trough, reassembling them anew. It is here, in this fleeting act that the natural becomes uncanny. Are these merely the product of a restless sea, or are they waiting for your attention, placed here with purpose? As the sound of the waves flows in your ears, you can almost hear an echo within the echo, faint and distant. A laugh, soft but playful, like someone who's watching quietly from a place you cannot see. Look long enough, and the spirals refuse to stay confined to the water. Their curves begin to appear in your mind's eye. They begin to mirror themselves in whispered reflections within your thoughts. A spiral, after all, is neither a beginning nor an end. It is perpetual motion carved into space itself. Could this be the reason it's here, in the midst of such serenity? To unsettle you? To remind you that within the most soothing of cycles lies a disquieting truth. Infinity does not rest. It only turns and turns again. And as it spins on, you might wonder if it sees you as plainly as you see it, smiling back with an intangible familiarity. The faint echo of the jester's laughter lingers longer this time, curling with an unintended warmth inside the cold sweep of the tide. As the waves merge and collapse, remnants of their motion spread into the foam, a shifting canvas of intricate fragments. Among these fleeting shapes, occasional glimmers catch the eye, almost as if the foam holds secrets meant for only the most vigilant observer. Tracing its undulating motions reveals fleeting shapes, a crescent, the sharp tip of what seems like an arrow, or the flicker of something resembling eyes staring back. Are these real patterns or simple tricks of light? Their ambiguity invites quiet speculation as the foam dissolves as quickly as it appeared, erasing its mysteries. Zooming closer, the foam becomes a labyrinth. Thin spirals, the video's recurring motif, make subtle appearances, etched almost imperceptibly within the bubbles. These spirals twist and shift, overlapping as delicate bubbles pop and reform. Strangely, the shapes seem too deliberate at times, as if hidden symbols are fighting to surface. A peculiar moment, the foam collects near a rock and disperses in what might appear, fleetingly, to spell something, a word or symbol. But by the time the mind reaches for an answer, the foam scatters, leaving only tantalizing hints in its wake. Listen closely. Faint echoes rise from within the foam's chaotic churn. That eerie jester's laugh, woven into the audio, returns here in sporadic bursts. While the waves crash and foam fizzles, the laughter seems to punctuate moments when peculiar shapes emerge, playfully mocking those who dare look too closely. The foam's chaotic flickers tease the possibility of meaning, yet those glimmers feel incomplete, just out of reach. And though no clear answers emerge, the fleeting interplay of sound, foam, and mysteriously recurring motifs pulls at something deeper, luring viewers toward an unseen truth. As the waves cascade endlessly, the scene we've come to know begins to subtly change. The vibrant spirals looping through the foaming crests seem sharper now, their colors deepening to hues that feel both inviting and strange. Then, a sound, so faint it almost seems imagined, rises above the rhythm of the surf. A low, guttural laugh, carried on the wind, overlapping with the gentle crash of waves. The laugh first melds with the ocean's voice, indistinct and distant, but it grows, layering upon itself in rhythmic bursts, each one echoing, as if circling all around, teasing the senses. Somewhere out on the water, shadows ripple unnaturally, dark shapes coalescing momentarily before dissolving into the next wave. For the briefest instant, something material, something that doesn't belong, seems to step forward into view before vanishing just as quickly. The scene holds for a moment of silence, as if the ocean itself acknowledges the disturbance. But the spirals persist, shifting and turning, their colorful forms quiet yet deliberate, leading the eye toward the horizon. Above the water's edge, a flicker, a miniature whirlwind, impossibly small and bright, appears briefly before twisting into something unnatural. Within it, the curvature of a face, grotesque, painted, and laughing, flashes into view for the span of a blink. It's gone before you can make sense of it, but the echo of that laughter lingers in the void left behind, bouncing between the chaotic tones of the sea. There's nothing to see now but the undisturbed waves once more, as if not a trace of the moment remains. Yet the air feels heavier. A strange duality of beauty and menace has claimed the waters. Near the surface, the waves appear as a fluid rhythm, their tranquil rise and fall masking an undeniable pull beneath, an invisible force that tugs at the edges of perception. Scientists might call it the undertow, a mechanical ripple of energy shaped by the earth. But what if, instead of mere physics, the motion tells a story? Something ancient, something deliberate. Each surge whispers unanswered questions, inviting all who dare to see. The spirals, those quiet dancers within the water, twist ever so slightly and seem less like random fragments and more like a language unraveling in slow motion. They appear to beckon you deeper, beyond the safe illumination of the wave's surface. What lies beneath is less about danger than discovery. Then comes the realization. The pull beneath the surface is not just physical, but perhaps symbolic. Consider the subtle details you've already glimpsed: spirals embedded in cascading foam, spectral shadows briefly coming into view, and the resonance of faint, mischievous laughter at the edges of the audio spectrum. Why does it feel as though something is waiting, just out of reach? Not malicious, not kind, something neutral, like a puzzle, designed to coax you closer in search of an answer. The ocean seems momentarily heavier, its ripples carrying weighty secrets like fragments of a cryptic diary torn apart by time. As the final image lingers, the ocean's pull feels undeniable, its invitation gentle yet profound. In the wave's hypnotic rhythm, the recurring motifs seem to press closer. A faint, fragmented laugh echoes somewhere distant, seemingly embedded right within the soundscape of breaking water. When we return to the surface, all seems normal. But can normal exist when such questions persist? What did you see? Or perhaps, what did you miss? In this narrative, the brightest spirals and faintest shadows are mere keys, not answers. As the waves recede, they urge us to look again, to think again, to sink deeper, forever drawn back, searching. If you want more no-fluff videos like this on a calming video of ocean waves with no real clues, but a misleading visual hint, subscribe now and share this with one friend who follows the game. The ocean's rhythm takes hold once more. Its sounds now darker, quieter, like whispers passed among ancient tongues. The remnants of the spiral seem imprinted somewhere, not on the screen but in the mind itself, refusing to fade. As the final scene unfolds, the waves settle into stillness, their surface mirrored black under a sky glinting with too many stars, spiral-shaped stars, woven subtly yet unmistakably into the vast expanse. A faint chuckle, the jester's last, distant farewell, drifts like smoke through the hollow silence before vanishing entirely. The scene lingers, quiet but uneasy, as though the ocean itself holds its breath for what comes next.